You know that feeling when you finally have $1,000 sitting in your bank account and you wonder what you are supposed to do with it? Maybe you feel a sense of pride because you saved it, but at the same time, you feel a deep sense of anxiety because you know it is losing value every single day. You see the headlines about inflation, you hear about people making fortunes in crypto, and then you see the complicated charts on the news that make your head spin. Most people get to this exact point and they completely freeze. They think that investing is only for people in expensive suits working in glass buildings in New York or London. They assume you need a degree in finance or a secret connection to make the stock market work for you. But I want to tell you something that might surprise you. The most successful investors in the world are often the ones who are the most bored. They are not the ones staring at computer screens all day, trying to predict the next big crash or the next big boom. They are regular people who found a simple system, set it up once, and then went back to living their lives. My name is your mentor, and I help people understand money without all the fancy jargon that makes your eyes glaze over. By the end of this video, you will have a realistic, step-by-step plan for your first $1,000 in 2026. We are going to ignore the day trading, the get-rich-quick schemes, and the social media hype that usually leads to a zero balance. Instead, we are going to build a wealth machine that runs on autopilot while you sleep. But before we dive into the strategy, we need to have a very honest conversation about something that might be a little uncomfortable. Your $1,000 might not be ready to invest yet. I know that sounds strange coming from a video about investing, but hear me out because this could save you years of financial regret. Step one is protecting your money before you grow it. The wealthy people I know did not get rich by skipping the boring stuff. They got rich because they did the boring stuff really, really well. Think of your financial life like building a house. If you try to build a beautiful mansion on a pile of sand, it might look great for a few weeks, but the first storm that hits will bring the whole thing down. Right now in 2026, the world is unpredictable. If you do not have at least 1 month of basic expenses saved up in a safe place, then investing that $1,000 is like building on sand. Imagine you invest your money today, and 3 months from now, your car breaks down or you have an unexpected medical bill. If you do not have a cash buffer, you will be forced to sell your investments at the worst possible time just to pay for an emergency. And usually the market is down exactly when you need that money the how het. So you sell at a loss, you lose your momentum, and you tell yourself that investing does not work. The first part of our roadmap is ensuring you have that safety net. Also, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is high interest debt. If you are carrying a balance on a credit card that charges you 20% interest, then investing is a losing math problem. The stock market historically returns about 10% per year on average. If you are paying 20% to a bank while trying to earn 10% in the market, you are essentially losing 10% of your wealth every year. Paying off a 20% credit card is the single best investment you will ever make because it is a guaranteed 20% return with zero risk. However, if your debt is low interest, like a mortgage or a manageable student loan under 5 or 6%, then you can absolutely start investing while paying the minimums. Once your foundation is solid, we move to step two, which is choosing the right account. This is where many beginners make a massive mistake that costs them thousands of dollars in taxes over the long run. In the United States, the Roth IRA is one of the most powerful tools available to regular people. Most people do not understand why it is so incredible, so they ignore it. With a Roth IRA, you put in money that you have already paid taxes on from your paycheck. But here is the magic part. Every single dollar of growth in that account is completely tax-free when you withdraw it in retirement. If your $1,000 grows to $50,000 over the next 30 years, you keep every penny of that growth and the government gets nothing. If you use a regular brokerage account instead, you will owe taxes on those gains every time you sell. For 2026, the contribution limit for a Roth IRA is around $7,500. If you are investing for the long term and you want to protect your future self from taxes, this is your best friend. The only downside is that this money is intended for your retirement, so you should not put money in here that you plan to spend next summer. Now let us get to the part you have been waiting for, which is step three. What do you actually buy with that $1,000? I am going to give you a strategy called the 3-Fund Portfolio. It sounds professional and complicated, but it is actually the simplest way to own the most successful companies in the entire world. First, we put 60 to 70% of your money into a total stock market index fund. When you buy this, you are not betting on one company like Apple or Tesla. You are betting on the entire American economy. You become a tiny owner of thousands of businesses that provide the goods and services people use every single day. When the economy grows, you grow. The beauty of this is that you do not have to be smart enough to pick the winners because the index fund does it for you. Second, we put 20 to 30% into an international index fund. The United States is great, but it is not the only place where companies make money. By owning international stocks, you are protecting yourself from being too dependent on just one country. If the American market has a slow year, but the rest of the world is booming, your portfolio stays balanced. This is about true diversification and peace of mind. Finally, the remaining 0 to 10% can go into a bond index fund if you want some extra stability. If you are young and you have decades ahead of you, you might not even need bonds yet. You can let your money work harder in the stock market. The key here is consistency, not timing. This leads us to step 4, which is the most important part of the entire set and forget roadmap. You must automate the process. The biggest enemy of your wealth is not the stock market, it is your own emotions. When the news says the market is crashing, your instinct will be to stop investing. When the news says everything is booming, you will want to jump in with too much money. Both of those reactions are dangerous. The solution is called dollar cost averaging. You set up an automatic transfer from your bank to your investment account every month. Whether it is $50, $100, or $500, it does not matter. What matters is that it happens every single month without you thinking about it. When prices are low, your money buys more shares. When prices are high, your money buys fewer shares. Over time, this smooths out the bumps and creates a massive snowball effect. This $1,000 you are starting with today is more than just money. It is a seed. It is your declaration that you are taking control of your financial future. It is a promise to your future self that you will not be a victim of inflation or a struggling economy. It might not feel like a lot right now, but 30 years from today, you will look back at this moment as the turning point. You stopped making excuses and you started building freedom. You do not need a miracle to become wealthy. You just need a plan, a little bit of discipline, and the power of time. Start today, set it up once, and go enjoy your life while your money works for you. You have got this.